hear gunshot.
Okay.
Let's go. Grab this tripod?
Yep.
Right here?
Yep, I got it.
Bataillon 1 pour le salut 1. Attention 2. Parade.
In July 2021, Haiti was plunged into deeper turmoil with the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse, shot and killed at his private residence. Moïse's death left a power vacuum in a nation already suffering from poverty, political instability, and violence. His assassination deepened Haiti's crisis, leaving an already fragile state in even greater chaos.
The assassination was kind of a morbid symptom of what was wrong with the country. No one expected him to be killed, let alone the way he was killed. But the system had completely fallen apart. There's no real civic view of things anymore. You know, in order to eat, you need to do what you have to do, which is essentially be corrupt. And this is a tragedy when the whole system has reached that point of decay. And it's a very violent system at the same time. Not only the violence of the gangs, but the violence of the chasm between the fairly well off and the rest of the population. I mean, the divide is so flagrant that it's difficult to see how you can have social peace when you have such a gap. And I think that gap is filled by the gangs.
During Ariel Henry's rule over Haiti, the country saw a dramatic surge in gang violence throughout 2022. As the government struggled to maintain control, gangs began to dominate entire neighborhoods, creating zones of lawlessness and terror across the capital. In areas like Cité Soleil and Saint-Eustache, rival factions fought bitterly for control of the slums, battles that left countless civilians caught in the crossfire. At that time, it was still possible to move cautiously through these territories and even spend time speaking with gang leaders. Armed with complex blend of grievances, power struggles, and desperation, these groups were transforming the landscape of Haiti's urban centers. What we saw were young men and boys wielding high-powered firearms. Most of the weapons fueling this deadly conflict were purchased legally on the American civilian market before being smuggled into Haiti. Semi-automatic rifles, handguns, and ammo bought in the U.S., trafficked through the Caribbean, and then funneled into the hands of gang members. For many of these gangs, access to American firearms has not only escalated the violence, but has turned neighborhood conflicts into outright war zones. As a result, places like Cité Soleil and Saint-Eustache remain trapped in cycles of bloodshed, with innocent families forced to live in the shadows of armed groups battling for control. After the assassination, Ariel Henry assumed the role of prime minister, pledging to restore stability. But Henry's government faced fierce criticism as violence escalated. Armed gangs tightened their grip on Port-au-Prince, the capital, controlling neighborhoods and essential resources like food and fuel. The Haitian government's inability to curb the violence led to mounting public pressure. Eventually, facing protests and rising opposition, Ariel Henry resigned.
What area are we in right now, sir?
We are in Pétionville.
Pétionville,
Yes.
And this is like north of Port-au-Prince, like a suburb?
This is west of Port-au-Prince. That's the only area here that's really that having some activities right now. So that's why like everyone that has business downtown and Port-au-Prince, they move here. So that's why there's no activities here.
This is like the safest area.
Yeah, this is the safest area for now.
Mostly because a lot of politicians.
Mostly because of all the business people and the government people who live here, and that's the reason why.
For you being back in Haiti, it's been 8 months.
It's been 8 months, yeah. And
So-
there's a lot of change.
Yeah, what are some of the things you noticed has changed?
I mean, especially I can tell like how like on the road there's not many people. It seems like people still staying home.
So this should be way more.
Way more, like probably like 3 times or 5 times of like quantity. So, and especially during the day, this is look like Saturday on the weekend, where today it's Friday, and Friday in Haiti is like where people go out, you know, like buying food and doing all kind of things, and you know, just to get ready for the weekend. So it seems like, you know, it's way different. After 8 months, it's just like, it's just crazy now over here.
Walking through garbage. I'm Dylan Roberts with Frontsight. I'm currently in Haiti, outside of Port-au-Prince. You can see the capital going from over here all the way to that shipping. And from the distance, you can see Convoy, which is one of the main gang-controlled areas. And it's a really high intensity right now. Haiti police in the last couple of days have been doing operations, especially in the area of Belair, where it is very controlled by the gangs, and it's very close to a lot of things like the airport, some of the government buildings. So the Haitian government, Haiti police really want to control that area. It's a area that they need to get back, but it's very dangerous, and even Haitian police have been injured during that operation. So right now, driving is a little tricky. You have to understand what areas are controlled, because things here can change really quickly. So a lot of the filming that we're doing is from in the car, getting out when we can, when it's safe, and we're looking to continue to provide stories and hopefully show some daily life of what the impact for the Haitian people being caught in this tension, in this conflict, and show some of the efforts by the Haiti government, the Kenyan forces, how they are trying to protect Haiti and the capital.
If anything positive can come out of Haiti, could be through soccer, because everybody love the game, everybody would like to really be part of some big event like the World Cup, where we made it 50 years ago, 1974. We always have some beautiful players, some very talented players. When it comes to soccer, there is no barrier, no religion barrier, no race barrier, no political, ideology. And myself, I've been preaching the people to soccer, peace and love. We have a lack of leadership, We are a nation with probably 60-65% of young people. You could find some LeBron James coming from Haiti, like the biggest soccer players, like the Vinicius, the Neymar. We have them here in Haiti, but we never have the opportunities. And even at those people as role model, people probably playing soccer, playing tennis, doing any type of sporting, they definitely will have some role model to follow. If the kids, if the youngs, they don't have nothing to do, they do some bad things.
So Jacques, we're hearing about an operation happening.
Yeah, right now there's a big operations that happen in Bel Air, and and that's why everybody's trying to get home, you know. And that's why you can see like it's really like busy on the road right now. So yeah, but we here, like we're still in Delma, so this is where, like I told you, that road is most of the kidnapping is happening over here, but we are here.
We heard some gunshots already.
Oh yeah, there were a lot of gunshots, and then all the gunshots you hear in that area.
In Bel Air,
In Bel Air, and that's their operations right now. It's a really big one right now.
How far is Bel Air from here?
It's like a mile.
A mile?
A mile from here. Yeah.
I had read when a couple of years ago that it was Haiti per capita had more like non-government organizations and missionaries than anywhere else in the world, and that was amazing to me. And it was interesting because I feel like there was an economy built on that folks that were doing well in Haiti, Haitians that were doing well, they worked for the NGO, they worked for the UN, they worked for missionaries, and here, you know, because of the gang violence and the political unrest, these expats have had no choice but to pick up and leave in a country where I believe it's already 85% unemployment. You know, it created another vacuum that kind of feels self-perpetuating here in Haiti, that we make some strides and then we take a few strides back, and it's just a challenge, and it's honestly frustrating to deal with. We've had to evacuate 3 times, where we felt 2 times because we felt that it was too dangerous and we needed to leave. 1 time it was because the gangs had taken control of the port and we couldn't get resources for our kids at our children's home and for our staff. Some friends of ours, their children, Davy and Natalie Lloyd, were killed back in May due to some gang violence, and I hope I can get through this without tearing up, but you know, they were special people. That Davy was born in Haiti, grew up in Haiti. You know, I would say Creole was more his first language than English was. He was a special kid.
He spoke Creole.
Oh yeah, for sure. Preached in Creole. He was an amazing kid. And you know, to think that my own kids are about that age, it just broke our hearts when I knew that Davy and Natalie were doing what they loved and loving on people. That's what they did. They loved on people. Now, what's interesting about this situation back in May was that for years, just in dealing with Haitian people and in general, I know that my friends would always tell me that the gangs and other people trying to do bad things would always say that the expats, the Americans, the Canadians would be off limits. And because, you know, that's where a lot of the money and a lot of the economy is coming from, is from those folks. And so when the gang decided to just supersede that kind of unspoken edict, it was a surprise to everyone, quite frankly, and it was heartbreaking and shattered many lives and damaged some relationships that I don't think can ever be fixed. But you know, I think unfortunately that's the nation we're in right now. Anything goes. Nothing's off limits anymore. That the evil is going to try to do evil as long as they can, and yeah, it's somewhat a fearful place because of that.
In a pivotal shift, Garry, a seasoned politician and former United Nations official, was appointed as the new prime minister. Conille's appointment comes at a time of heightened expectations and challenges. He inherits a nation where insecurity and corruption remain rampant, and the government struggles to provide basic services to its people. Now Conille faces enormous challenge of rebuilding the country's shattered infrastructure. Meanwhile, the Haitian government sought international help to combat the escalating gang violence. In an unprecedented move, the Kenyan responded by sending security forces to assist in reclaiming controlled areas of the gangs in the capital.
Jacques, so that car in front of us is security, police?
Yeah, that's the security who pick us. So then we can go to the airport and then to meet with the prime minister.
Yeah.
So he's gonna escorting us.
Okay, I'm currently on my way to the Haiti airport, or to log base is what they call it. Apparently this is where a lot of the equipment from the US or other countries come here for the Kenyan forces or Haiti police, the government of Haiti. So we're gonna go there right now Yeah, we have to drive through downtown. They say it's secure, but I'm not really sure about that. So we'll be there, check out some equipment, and then we're gonna go interview the Prime Minister at an army base and follow along with them today into some definitely areas that are not secure, and we'll get a good grasp of what's been going on with the Haiti government as they're trying to secure the capital.
The government, working with international partners, received shipments of food, medical supplies, and military equipment critical to supporting the country's security forces and civilian population. These supplies are essential in a nation where gang violence and instability have crippled access to basic necessities. The shipments provide hope to communities devastated by the crisis and fuels Haiti's efforts to regain control over its streets. We're in the convoy right now with the Prime Minister. We're heading to the army base. I would say there's probably like, what, Jacques, 15 cars?
Yes, 15 cars. About 15, 20.
We had the rare opportunity to sit down with Haiti's new appointed Prime Minister, Garry. Following his convoy through the tense streets of Port-au-Prince, heading to a military base near one of the city's most dangerous zones, where armed clashes between police and gangs unfold daily. I hear gunshots.
Let's go.
Grab this tripod.
Yep.
Right here.
Yep, I got it.
Bataillon, à mon commandement. On la salue. On le salue.
We arrived at a military base in Champ de Mars, just steps away from the under construction National Palace.
Attention.
Here, Prime Minister Garry met with Haiti's army, the chief of police, and other top security officials to assess the rapidly changing security situation. Their discussion focused on the government's ongoing efforts to push back the gangs that have taken control of large parts of the capital. Throughout our stay, the crack of distant gunfire echoed through the air, a constant reminder of violence gripping the city. The soldiers and police officers on the ground were visibly on edge, knowing they faced a daunting challenge, reclaiming their country block by block from heavily armed gangs.
It's understandable that people want all of this to go away. Unfortunately, handling these different issues, including security, does take time. I think we're really hoping that this cautious optimism, which has allowed the population to actually accompany this transitional process, will prevail. But they are anxious to see results. They're anxious to see improvements in their daily lives, and it's going to be our responsibility to deliver on these expectations. I think, and it's not a recent thing, the Haitian people are thirsty for justice and reparation. This is a country that historically has lived with impunity, and the Haitian people have suffered so much. It's important that for once they can see justice. Now, obviously, dealing with gangs requires a government to have a whole set of tools in its toolbox, and it has to be flexible enough to use them when and if necessary. But today our drive is to provide the Haitian people, for once, who suffered so much, for some sense of justice, some sense that those that have harmed them for so long, are going to be held accountable for disrupting their lives, killing the little we have in terms of economy, violating young women and young children, and really compromising the future of our country. And that's our focus. But the other issue, though, that we need to be sensitive to is that an important portion of these gang members may be children. So obviously, this is a part of the problem that has to be dealt with differently. And so we're announcing in the next few days an effort to try to encourage these children, often as young as 12, to put down their guns, to separate from these gang members, and to find their way back to school. I know there is this issue of Haiti fatigue. The reality is that there is no Haiti fatality. Haiti has been stressed with all types of shocks, and every time it attempts to recuperate, it faces a new shock. But the reality is this is one of the most resilient, hardworking, and committed people in the world. And I think what they need is a break so that for once and for all they can have a government that actually that reflects their own courage. And this is what we're hoping that this transition will produce. Documentaries like this are important to us because they keep Haiti on the map and they help us remind the world that Haitian children are not less deserving than children from Ukraine or children from other parts of the world that are receiving so much of the international attention. And that's why I'm so grateful to you for coming down under these circumstances and helping us make the case for the most vulnerable children in this part of the hemisphere.
Under Garry Conille, the country must rebuild trust, security, and governance in a country desperate for peace and stability. Haiti has endured centuries of struggle and hardship, but its people, grounded in deep history of resilience and resistance, continue to fight for a future defined not by chaos, but of hope.